Shout out to Okubo for really capturing the impression of someone who falls into mob mentality. This facial expression is summed up by the journalist class, the Twitter mobs who send death threats, participating in hate brigades, harassment of creators, and people in real life who are ruled by mindless rage and madness. Waiting to be told by their ruler where to aim it at. They operate like zombies activated by noise, going to where that noise takes them. In simpler terms, they're called useful idiots, tools and pawns to be used on someone else's behalf. Someone such as this having a psychotic lust for chaos, looking to destroy through a means of demoralization or despair. The mob is the complete void of intelligence and reason. They exist only in numbers because, as Tommy Lee tried to explain to Will in Men in Black, the person is smart, but the people are stupid.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
The person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
And it's clear Okubo, in some degree, has experienced this. It's funny because, as displayed here, the main participant, this crazy deranged lady, funny how they got that right, just want to offend some people, was first on the side of the fire defense force, and it shows how quickly the mob can turn against those who are actually trying to save them and all of civilization. It's very spot on how all of this works. The conversation that plays out between Joker and Victor, explaining how the mob is fueled by ignorance, irrationality, and puts a strain on those who have a fully realized self-identity. To the point, it can be discouraging to have the thought, is this even worth it? The people I'm trying to save are those who want to see me dead.
The very minds of the people we are trying to save. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
Now, what's funny about this episode is how it showcases the constant attacks Fire Force has gotten over the years, from journalists and non-fans alike who still choose to watch for some reason, all directing their animosity towards Tamaki, the beautiful Tamaki that is.
Damn straight.
As the mob doesn't here, with the same talking points. Her fan service is unnecessary, over the top, and doesn't relate to the plot at all. It's not done right, always approaching anime like the postmodern activist feminist academics they are. It's like Okubo treated this whole episode as a response to his critics, giving them the finger and telling them all to fuck off.
Get the fuck out!
I'll do shit how I want to, and in doing so, giving us the best angles imaginable. Now, when Tamaki repeatedly gets beaten, causing her outfit to be worn and torn away, the mob seems to be more concerned and offended by that than actually witnessing a woman getting beat mercilessly by an overpowering man itself. Complaints coming mainly from women characters, NPCs at that. Now, to me, I interpret this as the mob is more concerned with trivial, non-issues versus actual instances in real life happening right before them, involving real people and victims. It's sort of like how Collective Shout, the feminist organization, were so persistent in censoring games with beautiful women, saying they're over-sexualizing women characters and having unrealistic large breasts.
Really? God damn, Sheila!
While on the other hand, they supported the movie Cuties, who had actual, clearly underage girls being sexualized. Again, it's such a good point in how Okubo metaphorically made this point.
Message!
Now, the real assault in this boy is sort of like all of us who admire the jiggle physics, fan service, and lewdness, while this woman again being a clear representation of the Collective Shout types, trying to impose censorship, banning, editing, and watering down of artistic integrity and creative freedom. And as Joseph tries to reason with her, in typical fashion, he's just bombarded with loudness, yelling, madness, and hostility, that as Tamaki does in this episode, instead of capitulating and bending the knee to the mob, she chooses to double down, if not quadruples down, on the lewdness.
Hell yes.
Which just accurately depicts the activist reaction when someone defies their demands. They become filled with even more of a bloodlust rage, where in real life, this sort of manifests as death threats, doxing, harassment of your family, all of that. And this is where the true motivations of the mob comes out, being fueled by envy, jealousy, because in real life, these types will call Tamaki a pick-me, just flaunting herself for the male gaze, suffering from internal misogyny, bullshit like that. She has it so easy because she has a nice body and is cute. And it reminds me of this tweet I've seen that displayed a very good social experiment where an attractive stewardess was just minding her business in public, and by that alone caused her to get very nasty looks from other not so attractive women, with the quote tweet stating, "Men just cannot comprehend how vicious intersexual female competition can be." But this deranged woman character possessed by her jealousy, venting that only people with nice figures get complimented for their looks isn't fair, leading to the epic moment where a kid has to point out the holes and contradiction in her logic, displaying that the mob's intelligence is lower than the child's. Basically summing it up as, if cute women with nice figures had to be considerate of the less attractive, then everyone who's exceptional has to be considerate of others too. Sports wouldn't be about elite athleticism, but would have to admit the unqualified. Universities wouldn't be for the academically inclined, but would have to tolerate stupid people. Even her position as a researcher would have to be forfeited to someone who is incapable, with the woman just trying to justify herself, saying she had to work hard to get smart, but Tamaki was just born good looking. And even as I'm making this, the scene alone is really driving the point home, nailing it, accurately portraying the mindset of those who burn with envy, automatically assuming someone has it better than them just because, assigning guilt to them with no basis besides, I want what you have and it's not fair. And still the kid has to explain some people aren't born smart, with some essentially having an IQ so low that there are tons of people who don't even know how to study. It's like someone with no legs being expected to train the same way a track star can at running. She was someone who was born smart, and while giving an extremely focused look at Tamaki, a lot of us can relate, he states her beautiful toned body is the result of daily training, diligent work, etc. And in typical fashion, when you start to make too much sense, spitting truth, is when they start to get physical. But he continues to drop more gems, claiming she lacks any thinking on her own, just getting swept along by the mob, just like a zombie who just follows the noise, having no agency of their own. Absolutely brain dead. This episode really tackles the mob's hostile nature, only capable of destruction, burning everything down with no thought of what's to follow. But Tamaki acts as the manifestation of what it looks like when someone doesn't back down to the mob, fighting back against fake assault, who basically is like an example or serves as the tyrannical censorship trying to suppress fan service, like so many journalists writing countless articles smearing Tamaki as a character, seeing themselves as the dictator over creative works, arbitrarily applying when it's appropriate to use fan service. But these same mainstream journalists who love to hate attractive female characters will quickly applaud when a man character attracts the female gaze, gladly stating how they love it, they need more, calling male gamers sexist and gooners for wanting attractive women in their games, but will encourage the opposite for female gamers.
Why is he strapped on the chair? Oh my god, the things I would do to this man that I cannot say on Twitch.tv for all sorts of reasons. Yeah. Okay, you're not supposed to, you're not allowed to do that. Like, you can't just do that and think that we would stay silent, okay? You can't just do that and think I'm not gonna react to it in any sort of fucking degenerate way. Like, let's be fucking real now.
Clearly showing the corrupt hypocrisy, no surprise there, that's like a feature, not a bug. And it's just like the woman character suffering from outrage, completely deranged, displaying all of this really stems from jealousy, feeling insecure, lesser when put up against these fictional women characters, where men, if anything, we get inspired by the male characters. And I hope this inspires other creators, especially with Japanese media, to not fall prey, bend over to the mob full of out-of-touch journalists, fake fans on social media praising censorship over the author's original work, which is just surprising and shocking how many people are for that, issuing ultimatums to confirm their headcanon, remove the fan service, unable to take a joke when an author actually has a sense of humor and personality. I could keep going. This shit really frustrates me, but
it stops right there and it continues right here.
But anyways, Okubo with this episode alone, or actually throughout the series, truly serves as a beacon of light for others to follow. That people who truly love the series will show up to support and praise the doubling down of what the fans love all along with other aspects of the series. Shout out to Jay Senpai, who also spoke on this and is a big fan of Fire Force.
This is one of the moments I was been looking forward to. Besides next week with Arthur and Dragon going at it at a time period where we're dealing with a lot of things like age verifications and censorship and all this other stuff that coming through to basically hoe us and what we like in our entertainment and things like that. What a better time to come up with this message right now than with Tamaki just stripping it all away and basically showing you what's actually good here. What actually can be allowed here. What should be allowed here.
Yes!
For a majority of popular franchises in the West, our creators have fell prey and victim to the mob, turning on their actual hardcore base in favor of the moral police, Trojan horsing their own agendas. That when the creators' works begin to suffer, these same bad actors will leave them hung out to dry because their purpose was served, while moving on to the next property to suck the life out of. Beware and stay clear of the mob. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Shout out to Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider as well. Talk about a show that has unapologetic fan service, great comedy, action-packed, exaggerated characters, a show that doesn't take itself seriously, and it's just a fun anime overall. Is Yuriko waifu of the season? Well, right now it's Kime from Watch It All Away, but we'll see. Sorry for the randomness, but she's just bad as shit. Also, if you want to support me and the content I create, consider joining my channel. Becoming a member is much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.